With the release of Jordan Peele's new movie, Nope, coming out next week, I figured why not go ahead and just talk about Get Out and Us before the new movie, because back in 2019, I loved this movie. I have some things to say now. Us stars Lupita Nyong'o and Winston and is about a family's serene beach vacation turns to chaos when their doppelgangers appear and begin to terrorize them. Now, back in 2019, when I worked at a movie theater, this movie was really busy at nighttime opening weekend. Everyone wanted to see Jordan Peele's next movie, including me, because on opening night, I was there to see this movie with a packed crowd, and I loved the movie when I came out of that theater. I really loved it. I saw it again like that weekend, I'm pretty sure, with a group of friends. And watching it tonight, I can really see a difference between this movie and Get Out, which a lot of people always say political horror is what Jordan Peele usually does. And yeah, I mean, with Get Out, it dealt with racism. And with this movie, it deals with class and society, what we see people in their own class. And I truly love how different these movies are, especially that Get Out is a horror thriller, more thriller you could say. This one you could almost say is straight up just a slasher horror film, and it's very enjoyable to watch. Beginning with my positives is Lupita Nyong'o's performance. I don't know who was nominated for Best Actress this year, but guess what? She should have been nominated. She's so good. She is so good. As the mom, as the leading heroine that we just love to see in this movie, a badass mom, she's great. But when she is Red, the doppelganger, terrifying. Lupita Nyong'o's vocal performance, physical performance, horrifying. She is outstandingly creepy in this red suit. Heck, everyone in this movie who's performing in two different roles of the same character possession, they all deserve credit. But Lupita Nyong'o's performance, her being more vocal, is outstanding. I mean, they're all wearing red suits. Heck, I'm wearing a red shirt right now because I might be a doppelganger. But seriously, everyone in this movie is so good. Winston Duke as this lovable dad, he is so good. And as this brooding doppelganger, which he's not in the movie long, he's very good. The two kids, boy and girl, are just so good in this movie. Playing themselves, it's just outstanding. And obviously, my girl Elizabeth Moss, who is so great in Mad Men, and in this movie plays kind of a little bit of a bitch if you ask me, has one of my favorite scenes in a horror movie the past couple years. Her and her family getting murdered by the doppelgangers with Good Vibrations playing is just so good. I love when a cheery song is playing and then obviously like horror is on screen. We're like, oh my god, but you hear these good songs playing. I mean, the trailer itself ruined that one song. I forget the name of the song, but the trailer itself of this movie had a really nice song and it turned into a horror movie and everyone was like, I can't hear that song anymore. But with this movie, that scene, so well directed with the full view of the house and them getting stabbed and just the song and the comedy mixed in with obviously Fuck the Police playing. I mean, it's just great stuff by Jordan Peele. Now, like I said though, when I first saw this movie, I fell in love with it. I even said it was honestly better than Get Out, which I am very wrong. That I know. I'm sorry. This movie is very enjoyable. It's so much fun to watch, especially as a horror fan. I love watching this movie. It's so cool, honestly. And it has more of an iconic feel to it because of the red suits and stuff, because Get Out was more of a family in the house kind of stuff. This movie has a family with a red suit, visual stuff that we can just see as horror icons. So in this movie, my biggest issue has to be the predictability. I mean, when I first saw this movie, I knew right away. Lupita Nyong'o, in the very beginning, that is the doppelganger Red, who we've been following, and then the actual Red that we've seen the whole movie, that is going to be the real her. It's very obvious, especially because she's the only one that can talk. I was like, okay, in the very beginning when she grabbed her, she probably damaged her like throat vocal cords. So it's very predictable. And obviously the biggest issue that everyone I've talked to always brings up, the plot holes. Obviously, they're in tunnels. All these doppelgangers are in tunnels. Where did they get the scissors? Where did they get the red suits? Where did they get the outfits from the people above in these moments? Like in the very beginning when they're in the carnival, how did this doppelganger get that exact costume, that exact thriller shirt in that moment? and obviously all the rabbits. When all the rabbits have been eaten, like, how do you get more? You're in these tunnels, you're locked down there, you're supposed to be away from society. Where do more rabbits come from? A lot of plot holes, and honestly, it's very recognizable, especially watching, you're like, where did they get these things? But again, the movie's so enjoyable and so just very in-your-face, fun slasher that I was having fun no matter what. Overall, this movie holds up very well. I think it's so enjoyable, and I think Lupita Nyong'o's performance alone is the reason to watch this movie. Jordan Peele, once again, does a great job with his script and changing his viewpoints of, hey, we're not just gonna do racism. No, this talks about class, and we get to see that perfectly in how Red and all these doppelgangers are down in these tunnels alone, away from society, and hey, like, we want to come out in the sun. We want to take over. Hands across America, because that was a real thing back in the 80s, apparently. So in 1986, when this was a thing, she saw that and was like, I'm going to take this and I'm going to use it in 2019 and come back and kill all you motherfuckers. That was their plan, and it pretty much, from the looks of it, worked, because with this last shot of the movie, we see, like, hey, they're holding hands and the world just seems very different now. And I very much enjoy that for this ending to do that, and I very much enjoy this movie overall. I'm going to give Us a B+. Now, with that being said, I have reviewed all of Jordan Peele's movies, which was just 2 movies. Now we can finally lead up to the movie Nope. I am very excited to watch this movie in IMAX on Thursday night. I cannot wait to talk about it with you guys, and I hope to God he is 3 for 3, because third time is the charm, and you got Daniel Kaluuya. Thumbs up. And guys, if you guys enjoyed this movie review, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.